Hello, day 8. So this is a absolutely random little intervention with help with my dear friend Mr. Knight. Bit of spoken word, not done this before, and something I wrote earlier around rage. So here we go. I have to read it because, Full moon, sensitivity and rage. I'm in a rage today. A short fuse that keeps on being ignited by everyone and everything. Boom! It goes off, a firework, sparks exploding, sulfur and smoke coating the air into intoxication. It's also a full moon tonight. A supermoon apparently, whatever the fuck that is. Full moons are a werewolf's domain, furry predator, and howling wild thing. Living in the heart of the city leaves little space for a good night howling without the fear that the neighbours might alert the police. Mind you, some of the late night screeching and sounds are pretty animalistic, though I guess a lot less mindful in nature. I long to howl, to drop down into my strong, haunched thighs, to screw up my face and open my mouth and let rip the roar that carries 1,000 unspoken prayers from the deepest, darkest bowels of my gutted flesh. Why am I raging today? To be honest, I have been mad for a long time now. Let's say more or less 40 years. 40 years of pent-up emotion, stuffed down nose, tight-lipped agreeance. It's fucking boring, exhausting, and repressive to say the least. So why did I stray down that particular path? What happened that caused this internal volcano to never spew forth its larvic eruptions, that fire glow of earthly wonder and aliveness? It's a classic case of what I call the goddamn good girl. Yeah, I never rebelled. I never raged, vented at my folks. I never raged against the machine of my maker, society or the world's ills. I never rocked the rocked or forged the heavy metal, never moshed it all out in a huddle of fellow angry hormonal teens. Pop music didn't quite have the same edge now, did it? And all this anger went inwards, like a red river, cascading down and in, pooling in violent violet pools, bubbling resentment, jealous slanted eyes, and a silent fuck you, my only ally. And then depression hit. Years and years of low-lying depression was my consort. Anything repressed down gets stuck inside, taking with it our life. Repress, oppress, depress. Press it all like the deadening flower, so it dries out its beauty and all the colours fade to grey. This year has been a year of awakening this energy, what feels like a huge backlog of energy, a tidal wave waiting to pour forth, a flood seeking to change the dry desert landscape. I am Noah, and the ark must be built and lived in. The ark, my friends? It's this. It's our ribcage. With my heart full of anger, I'm like a stone. Nothing could get in, especially those god-awful, syrupy sweet sentiments like love, for instance. Oh no, God forbid that should be expressed anywhere near my vicinity. I become like a demented Wonder Woman, gone bad, beams of fuck-offness radiating out from my golden wristbands like cosmic stun rays, sharp lightning strikes against anyone daring to get close to me. Too close, and there's my wrath, my calloused hands rubbing in glee, my crystal ice maiden coolness shivering in isolation. I understand it. I don't want to get hurt again. The problem, though, is this unmet part of me. The unfathered girl who never knew she could say no, who had no voice to cry out in injustice or self-preservation. You see, I could paint canvas after canvas of blood dripping red, lashing out with brushes laden with thick viscous paint. I could write stories of teeth being pulled out, torture, humiliation, punishment, revenge, dark, and darker. I could harness all this ghastly pottery from local charity shops and spend hours in a blank-walled room smashing them into smithereens and perhaps making a little mosaic table to take away with me. Or I could howl it all out, go all manimal on the earth, bring out my inner wild creature, let her grunt and wail, slobber and claw, ripping my fingernails at the paisley innocent couch and defecating on the Turkish carpet. I could wrestle you if you fancy. I could go on a bender, paint the town red. I could push you all away, not caring, or so it seems. No one dares to talk about the dark side, do they? Control and false smiles make a mockery of what it is to be human, alive, real, fleshy, and heart-wrenchingly human. Control sticks a stick up your ass and pushes you out into the marketplace. A tie chokes the plea. A whimper of nicety, like a breadcrumb, churns up at regular intervals to keep the good folk happy. It's not enough, it's fucked up. Where is the release? Where is the raging at the stress of the day, of the unfairness, the little boy or girl tantrum just because? God, we should have official tantrum days, days to rage in, sacred raging that is honoured and recognised as the voice of fierceness, the warrior of protection, wild protector, of our integrity, of our fire, of our innocence, of our right. Can you imagine? For surely it's so fucking obvious that we are living in a time of rage, of repressed anger and voice, truth and human rights gone left. Surely all the crime and suspicion, all the wars and ignorance, racial hatred, greed and power over, all of it a child's twisted red river become destruction, our own devil on the doorstep. Satan must be laughing in glee. A part of me wonders if I'm allowed right now to say all of this, if I can exorcise and vomit all the stink from my solar plexus where it lies bound in shame. I wonder if you will get to hear this, if I dare to publish this, post it out there, to go, this is me today, this is what I have to say. I wonder if you'll judge me. I wonder if these words will make any difference. So, in the honouring of my new-founded mantra, fuck it, this is what I am raging about today. Deep breath. I am raging that I feel bound tight in my corset to the rigid costume of a good girl's grip. I am raging that I let myself feel small, that I judge what I can or cannot say. I rage that I stop my full expression because once upon a time someone told me to, don't upset your mother. I'm raging that I seek your fucking approval, your permission, that it's your choice if I can or not, that it's up to you for me to be fully who I am, beauty and beast, human and divine, sacred and profane. I rage at the part of me that feels wrong, bad, not worthy, not lovable. I beat her up too. I rage at you for getting near to my heart and my fear that you will leave me and I will be abandoned. I rage at the censorship that runs in my mind like a stuffy, dried-up old ant, and so I stop the stories, the erotic, lyrical hymns that seep from the muse soaked in sensuality. I rage at the fact I pull away, terrified of my own pleasure, at the expansion that might be possible if I let go a little bit more, if I put down the control button and simply had a good time instead of a good girl time. I rage at denying the fullness of my sexuality, of diving in deep, of explorations, desires, instead of hiding away in shame at this wild goddess-given part of me. I rage at the choices I have made that bring me to this age without a child. I rage at the scraps I have let myself be fed like a baby bird. I rage at the voice that says, don't try that, you can't do it. I rage at the ways I have been denied, disrespected, disappointed, let down and hurt. I rage from the place never again rasp, just a whimper. I rage for my sisters who are in pain. I rage for the women gone before who never had a chance nor choice to be in freedom when I so fucking blatantly am. I rage for all those hurts never held or witnessed. I rage for all the times we stayed instead of walking away. I rage for all the ways we have let ourselves and left ourselves, changed our shape, became somebody we are not, just because we were scared. Fuck, I could go on. Maybe I will, away from the camera. I'll let myself continue to jab at the air at life. Maybe I'll find a way for forgiveness to be there. I think that might be key. It happened. It all happened. Victim or bully, slave or bitch. It happened. The only way out, I believe, here is to forgive myself. I did what I only knew how to do. We all did. We all do. It's not our fault. It's not our fault. I'm going to let the Pisces watery moon do its thing and melt me. Melt the edges so I become soft. So that my heart can feel. So I can let you and life and love and gratitude in. The whole goddamn lot. Thank you for hearing me. I bow to you and hope that maybe, just maybe, I raged a little bit for you too.